it was actually necessary. So even though it's so painful and I don't wish it upon anyone else, the truth is everyone goes through a heartbreak. So what do you do when you find yourself heartbroken? Well, there are two things that people do. Fala galera do YouTube, é tudo bom com vocês? Faz muito tempo, galera, faz muito tempo, mas I'm back, and in today's video I'll be talking about heartbreak and how to actually deal with it. This will be a part 1 of part 2, so without any waste of time, galera, let's go. You know, a heartbreak is something that I don't wish upon anyone else. It's a pain that I don't wish anyone to have. But most of the time, it's necessary. It's necessary for your growth. It helps you realize certain things, and you might just realize years after that it was actually necessary. So even though it's so painful, and I don't wish it upon anyone else, the truth is everyone goes through a heartbreak. So what do you do when you find yourself heartbroken? Well, there are two things that people do. The first one is the easiest way of actually getting rid of the pain, right? And the second one, it's a long process, but it's by far the best way of actually dealing with a heartbreak, because it helps you grow without actually hurting other people. So I'm going to talk about both these ways. I'll start with the first one, and that's the one that most people do. That's the one that majority of the people do, because it's the easiest and it kind of works fast, you know. So the first way that people actually deal with the heartbreak, and honestly I do not advise anyone to do this because you end up hurting other people in the process, but I'm still going to talk about it. So the first one is actually moving on to the next person, or even though it's not a serious relationship, but you just go and look for someone else, a rebound, move from one person to the other. You know, they will just help you forget the pain, you know. But this is, like I said, this is one of the ways that I don't actually advise anyone to do. It's easy and it actually works faster because you get to, you know, talk to other people, do all these things and just forget, you know. But in the process, people do get hurt if you do that. If you end up just going around trying to get rid of the pain, you end up hurting the next person. As you know, hurt people hurt people. So yeah, that's the first one. I'm not gonna get into details about it because I mean I'm pretty sure that you guys know it as well. It's just something that we do, that most people do. It's easy, it works real quick, but I don't advise anyone to do it. The second one is what I advise people to do. So the second one is actually allowing the pain to do its work, you know, letting the pain do its work. Just feel the pain, go through the pain. And the first day or the first day of the heartbreak, man, it hurts. Everyone knows this. Everyone that has been heartbroken knows how painful it is. And that's a good thing. Just feel the pain. Cry if you have to, even if you're a guy. Just cry if you have to. Just feel the pain. Let the pain do its job, because this pain actually helps you grow. Now with the second point, there are two ways that people can react, right? Even though they allow the pain to do the work. Some will actually use the pain to do something better, to improve themselves, which is what I advise people to do. While the other group will just use the pain to become bitter, hatred, you know, to be full of hatred and all that, to just hate the ex and hate love in general. And I don't advise people to do that as well. But what I advise people to do is just feel the pain, go through the pain, allow the pain to do its work. When you go through that pain, when you allow the pain to be there, then you'll just realize everything that the previous relationship taught you, what your mistakes were, how you can actually improve. You can think of different ways to actually improve yourself. And what I advise people to do is to channel that energy. Now I'm talking about energies. But anyway, to just channel that pain into doing something great. Get a new hobby. Focus on your work, on your schoolwork, on your university work. Focus on the degree that you're working on. Um, I don't know, learn a new language, read a book, write a book. So in this, you'll see that most people been through that have actually been through this pain and used the pain to better themselves, you'll see that they've actually achieved so many things. Because I know people, even I've been through the pain and I've used the pain to actually do certain things, learn a new language, do this and do that. And that's the thing that I advise people to do. See, when you go through a heartbreak, instead of moving from one person to the other, just trying to get rid of the pain, rather use that time to actually better yourself, become a better person, work on your health, work on your mental health, write a book, learn a new language. Just do something to actually become a better person. And don't use that time to hate the ex or hate love in general, because what you do is when you do the first option, which is the easiest option, moving from one person to the other, you actually not allowing yourself to feel the pain. You just keeping that in, and what that does is just it creates more anger, more bitterness towards love and people or the other gender. So instead of just bottling everything in, allow yourself to feel the pain, cry if you have to, but once you're done crying, then focus on improving yourself. Just do that. Learning your language, like I've said. I've seen people actually achieve great things from the heartbreak when they decide to, instead of trying to move from one person to another, instead of doing that, when they decide to actually improve because of the pain, then they achieve really great things. You'll see even some people, they start working out after heartbreak, working on their health. That's something that you should actually do, right? So it's just two simple paths. You can choose your own, but I always advise people to actually go for the last point that I spoke about. Choose the last point, work on yourself, improve yourself instead of moving from one person to another. Simple as that. Of course, guys, this might be the first part of two parts of this video. So if you have anything that you want to add, how you've dealt with your heartbreak in the past, just put it in the comment section. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit that like button, and of course share the video. Galera, adios.